I'm Laura Weissman, registered marriage and family therapist in Laguna Hills. And today we're talking about part 2 of pitfalls and challenges in communication. We're going to talk a little bit about brain science and how that can create a real challenge to effective communication. In part 1, we spoke about perspectives and how important they are. And also I mentioned that sometimes we fight to the death in trying to convince the other of our rightness. Well, though that sounds very intense, in actuality that really is the feeling sometimes. It feels like a matter of life and death to convince this other person. And there's some real good science behind why that is. The oldest part of our brain, the part that first developed, is the reptilian brain. We have that in common with snakes, lizards, alligators, who just need to survive. So when they are feeling attacked, they have 3 responses: fight, flight, or freeze. We have those same responses. So whenever we perceive an attack, and that could be a physical attack, it could be an emotional attack, it's just our perception. So we kick into that same gear as though we were being chased by dinosaurs or anything else that was really, really scary in those times. We are rarely confronted with that kind of attack and threat to our life nowadays. But it feels the same. So you fight to the death. You convince somebody because there's that emotional feeling of attack, and that's where you're living, is back there in that reptilian brain. All hope is not lost, however. Under stress and attack, functional MRIs have shown that your brain actually goes offline. Your frontal lobes, the part that makes you a human being, the ability to assess and analyze, it's not there. The way to bring that thinking, processing part of your brain back online is often by talking to it, just by talking. So first, an awareness, a mindfulness of knowing when you're feeling like you're under attack. Take a deep breath and talk to yourself. Remind yourself that you are safe, that you are okay. And most times when it comes to marriage, you are in a loving relationship. It's just that things got hard right now. So part of being a mature, healthy human being in your relationship is owning your own stuff and knowing when you're feeling attacked, because usually it isn't this. Usually it's stuff that's way, way, way before your partner, often from your childhood. So remember, breathe, talk to yourself, remind yourself that you're safe, and take a time out to let that alligator take a rest. I'm Laura Weissman. Thanks for joining me. Stay tuned for part 3.